loves, today we are in my office and I am going to be showing you some of my favourite stationery finds that I have been using whilst I have got back into the swing of things and got on track for 2023. Before we get into that, can we just... the drawers in this office, right? I'm gonna do a vlog, the audacity of me to do a vlog about being organised and having stationery to organise your life when my drawers look like this. Okay, so first thing first, I made a promise to myself last year that I was going to keep up with content planning. I have never been especially good at content planning. I've kind of always just gone with what I think and feel on that day, but what I have learned is the more that I create and the more platforms that I sit across, the more I start to think, okay, I need to get a bit more serious about planning my time effectively. So I bought myself a content planner. Okay, my content planner is pretty awesome. Now, I found it on Papier, which will tie in with this here. We're seeing a theme, we're seeing a theme. I was sent this as part of a PR package. I think in like 2021, and as you can see, as time goes on, I kind of rip pages out of it and just generally abuse it. This is like my, at the moment, kind of ideas notepad where I will jot down my ideas and things that I've randomly thought about and what I want to put sort of out there into the world. But as good as it is to have a notebook that is perfect for general ideas, I needed something as well where I could actually plan my content. So I'm not going to show you that one, but on this one here, it shows me what I'm going to be doing on different days. So I have the different days sectioned off, and then what I've been doing is putting down AM for my Instagram, and then through TikTok have I posted 3 times on that day, and then PM for what I'm going to post on Instagram and whether or not I'm going to do a blog post. So the blog has a post on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then Sunday is our YouTube day, and soon to be Wednesday will be podcast day, which leads me very neatly into this absolute beauty here from Martha Brooke. I don't know if you can, yeah, just a very simple, bendy, super cute to pop in your handbag notebook, which has all of the ideas for my new podcast and is going to have all of the podcast episodes planned. So that will be launching at some point during January. I'm not 100% sure what date I'm going to launch it yet, but I have started getting everything ready and I am due to start recording tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that, and I feel like keeping everything in one place is super helpful for keeping me on track, but also allowing me to look back at things and think, okay, do I like that idea still? Am I still feeling creative in that? Or do I need to rethink what I want to say there? And then I can look back and say, okay, am I being repetitive? Because in episode 1 I said that. So I think content planning with one space for everything, especially for a podcast, is super helpful. Next up, these from Paper Chase. I love these. Were a gift from my mother-in-law. I was so shocked. We went in and we'd gone out for lunch and for a bit of a girly day, and we were taking Edith around shopping. Edith was like, can we look in there? Because she's like me, she's a purveyor of pretty things, and she'd said, can we go in there, mummy? I want to have a look at some things. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she's gonna want to buy stuff. I said yes. We went in, we were having a look at things, and she wanted to buy something with her own pocket money. We went to the till, and the next thing I know, I turn around and my mother-in-law is like, I saw you looking at these. I think you deserve a treat. You don't very often treat yourself, and you know, you don't have extra family that are going to treat you, so I am going to treat you, and God love her for it. I adore this. So this, in case you're wondering what the hell is that, is my laptop case, and the pattern is so pretty. I love those leopards on it. It's super pretty. It zips up. It's all cushioned as well, so my laptop stays in there and is nice and secure. If I change my laptop, it suits different sizes. So if I went for something a bit smaller or a little bit larger, I was thinking about changing to a MacBook Air at some point this year. especially as I am hoping to be working on another book. So I think it's really important to have some flexibility with it. It's not tailored to any specific laptop or tablet or anything like that. I can fit them all in, and I love that. And then the notebook, which has inside it, I've not decided what I'm going to use this for yet, but you have date and subject across the top. So I think it's a really useful notebook, and just, it's so pretty, and it's like a fabricy feel on the outside. Again, paper chase, and I'm so grateful for her and for her giving me these little gifts, because it meant the world, and it also meant more than just I bought you some stationery. It was just so kind and random of her, and I loved her for that. Pastel highlighters. I know you're probably thinking, Harriet, what could you possibly need highlighters for? Everything that you do is digital. Why, girl? Why? When I am working on projects, I like to do a little bit of research. So my new podcast is going to be focused around estrangement and parenting your children without a parent or without that best example, about digital estrangement and all the things that could encompass, specifically aimed at adult children. So it's going to be something that there isn't anything else out there at the moment like that. Everything is about either childhood trauma or coming at it from a therapy perspective, or bizarrely aimed at the parent in that situation and how they can cope with the fact that their adult child has set this boundary and said, no more, no thank you. And I just feel like there needs to be something out there for us. But what I do like to do is highlight passages that I have seen either in books that I have read that I want to refer back to, and then make a note of it ready for the podcast episode. Or if I'm reading self-help books, I quite often like to highlight things just so that I can refer back to it and know that it's there and easy for me to reflect on. I did quite a lot with Florence Given's book, Women Don't Owe You Pretty. I felt like I was in a space where I really needed to read that book, and it was super helpful for me, and I highlighted so much of it. And there have been quite a few books that I have highlighted quite a bit that I would like to refer back to that have topics of feminism and that kind of thing. And I just think that being able to highlight a passage, you can do it on digital things, like if you read a book on Kindle, and I just don't feel it has the same impact for me. So I got myself some highlighters so that I can do those things. They will no doubt be stolen by the children imminently, because of course. Okay, I need to take you upstairs to my bedroom because that is where the rest of my stationery stuff is. Listen, it might sound counterintuitive to have stationery stuff by your bedside table, especially if you've made promises to yourself that you will switch off from work earlier, or if you work for yourself. Sometimes it's really difficult, and I think more people will be able to relate to this since the pandemic and how many of us are working from home. But it can be really difficult to switch off and say, that's my work time done, I'm finished, and you should not take it to bed with you. However, I am somebody who will quite frequently be just winding down, and then my brain goes, woo, hello, idea. And over Christmas, I had so many good ideas for the new year, and I didn't write them down. And I used to jot them in my phone, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to pick up my phone because I've got my sleep monitoring app going, and that's got my alarm on it, and I've made all these reasons why I wasn't going to do it, and then completely forgot. And then I never made the content, and I know some of them were really good ideas that I would have absolutely loved, and that I think my community over on Instagram would have got a real kick out of. And I can't, I've got strands of bits of ideas, and I just can't do that to myself because it's so frustrating when I wake up the next day. So there is quite a bit of stuff that I keep by my bed. One of those things which relates to that story, I'm sorry, but how cute! I bought them online. I bought them as a pack of 8, and they're all different cats. So we have tuxedo cat, Japanese bobtail cat, exotic, American short hair, Russian blue, and then Korean short hair, and my absolute favourite, Siamese. I mean, they are the sweetest little sticky notes and just perfect for keeping at the side of the bed, so that if I have an idea or I know something that I need to do tomorrow has popped up, I can literally just quickly jot it down with the prettiest pen from Paper Chase. 10 out of 10 recommend going to Paper Chase at the minute, guys, because they have so many things and I can quickly jot it down and then go to sleep, and it's not going to be stressing me out, and then I'm not going to be stressed out in the morning and forget about it. So excellent idea, Harriet, in December. Thank you for that. Kind of moving away from stationery a little bit and going into the realm of journaling. Adam got me this for Christmas. It is the Q&A a day, 365 questions, 5 years, 1,825 answers. And I just, on an evening before I go to sleep, I answer whatever question is in here, and I have been loving it. So it lasts for 5 years, and obviously I've started it at 2023. What's your mission? Continue working on myself, healing trauma, and reset myself. And that is my mission for this year. That is what I'm aiming to do, and then hopefully next year I'll be able to reflect on that and be like, yep, did that, and move on and focus on other things that I can do. So I have 2 different journals by my bedside now. I have this one, which is 5 minutes in the morning. I'm going to be completely honest, I have not got on well with this one at the minute. I don't know if it's just because I'm not in the best space for it, but I have very, very slowly started with this one, and I'm going to keep persisting because I think journaling can be really, really powerful, especially if you are healing trauma and you're working on yourself. But this one, the Positive Planner, I have had this for about 4 or 5 years now, and I keep going to it and coming away from it, and going to it and coming away from it, and I've become much more consistent recently, and I think it is amazing. So for each page, go to one that's blank. For each page, you start with daily intentions, which you write about in the morning, and then evening reflections. And it asks things like, what is today's mantra, today's positive intentions, my top 3 to-dos, self-care moment for today, and a note to self today is. And then on the evening, you can choose a symbol that tells you what kind of mood you were in. Were you anxious? Were you irritated? Were you happy? Did you feel sad and blue? Did you feel angry and despondent? How did you feel? And check in with yourself. And then it says, how would I sum up today? A little space, and it's just a paragraph to write about how you found the day and what went on that day. What was my general mood? 3 things I did well today, so that you are reflecting on the positive things, because if you're anything like me, my negative self-talk can be off the chain. Hi, Ariel. Hello. And I can be such a negative Nancy with myself. Like, if anybody else were to be around, I just would not let them speak to themselves the way I can speak to myself. So for me, that is really good to be able to check in. I'll quite often say, well, I can't think of anything, and Adam will be like, you did this well. So that's a really handy one for me to be able to look back and go, even if it was I made dinner, even if it was I got the kids to bed, even if it was I brushed my teeth, it doesn't matter what it is. It's something that you did well today, and you deserve credit for that. And then the last one is my gratitude moment, which invariably my gratitude moments land around the kids, and I love that. I like being able to read back on them and reflect on them. So yeah, that is probably one of the best things that I have found for helping me to heal and work on myself. That's one of my favourite pieces of stationery for that, or journaling. We'll sort of kind of include it with stationery. What you doing? What you doing? And that's it really. Those are my top stationery things for 2023. They are my favourite finds. I'm going to link them all in the description below, but I can 10 out of 10 recommend getting yourself on to Paper Chase. Amazon is where I found those little sticky notes. As I say, I will link them all below. But have yourself a productive start to January and grab yourself some new stationery goodness to go with it.